Remember when everyone thought Caitlin Clark was secretly balling in Europe? Yeah, about that. We've got some latest basketball footage that's going to make those rumor mongers eat their words like Cheryl Swoops. Clark wasn't crossing oceans. She was crossing up defenders right here in the US. Get ready for an exclusive look at Clark's real off-season grind. We're talking intense workouts, pinpoint shooting drills, and a whole new level of dedication. This isn't just practice footage, it's a warning shot to the entire WNBA. In this video, we'll share her just-released practice videos at Indiana, explore why this is important, not just to dispel rumors, but also to send a message to the rest of the league, and share some other updates on her off-season activities. Clark's coming back stronger, faster, and more accurate than ever while also rested and joyful. The league won't know what hit him. Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? Let's go! For weeks, Caitlin Clark's social media went dark on all things basketball. No practice clips, no workout updates, nothing. And you know what happens when there's a vacuum of information? The rumor mill kicks into overdrive. Suddenly, everyone and their grandma was convinced Clark had secretly jetted off to Europe for some international hoops action. The speculation spread like wildfire. Clark signs with French powerhouse. Caitlin spotted at practice in Spain. It was everywhere. But then, reality came. None of it was true, not even close. Some YouTube channels took it to the next level, fanning the flames with outright fabrications. We're talking badly photoshopped evidence that wouldn't fool a toddler. Pictures of Clark's face crudely pasted onto random European players' bodies. Blurry sightings that could have been literally anyone with a ponytail. Clark allegedly holding a contract. It was getting ridiculous. Come on, everyone. Caitlin is not like that. If it were real, she would have said something or released footage herself. Meanwhile, the actual European leagues were in full swing. We're talking 3, almost 4 weeks into their season. And surprise, surprise, not a single credible Clark sighting. You'd think one of the most recognizable faces in women's basketball would cause a bit of a stir if she showed up. With all the press following her, right? The whole thing was starting to smell fishier than a month-old tuna sandwich. But if Clark wasn't lighting up scoreboards in Europe, where was she? Turns out, the answer was what we all knew deep down in our hearts. While the internet was losing its collective mind, Clark was chilling, enjoying some well-deserved downtime right here in the good old United States. We're talking golf outings with Indiana Fever teammate Lexi Hull, playing at the carnival with Aaliyah Boston, going on charity galas with her boyfriend, hanging out with friends, probably binge-watching the latest Netflix sensation like the rest of us mere mortals. You know, normal off-season stuff for a 22-year-old who just finished a grueling year of back-to-back historic college basketball, and then a record-breaking rookie season. So much for the great European adventure. Clark wasn't secretly dominating overseas. She was recharging her batteries and enjoying life away from the court. A shocking concept, I know. But hold up. If Clark wasn't globetrotting or hitting the hardwood, what was she really up to during this basketball blackout? Because let's be real, someone with her drive isn't about to spend the entire off-season on the couch. There had to be more to the story. Think you know what Caitlin Clark's been up to? Think again. Just as the rumor mill was reaching fever pitch, Clark emerged from the shadows with footage that left even her biggest critics speechless. The question isn't where she's been, it's where she's going next. While some not-so-credible news outlets were busy crafting wild theories about her off-season adventures, Clark was quietly putting in work right under our noses. The Indiana Fever dropped a bombshell on social media, sharing a slew of videos that instantly silenced the gossip and set the basketball world on fire. There was Clark, back in the Fever's practice facility, absolutely torching the nets. This wasn't just any old workout clip. We're talking 25 consecutive three-pointers, swishing through the rim like it was child's play. The accuracy, the form, the focused intensity in her eyes, it was all there. Clark wasn't just back, she was back with a vengeance.
I think that's it.
That's two.
Like how?
That's two. Get it out. Three.
For those who thought Clark might be taking it easy after a grueling rookie season, this footage was a wake-up call. While everyone else was speculating, Clark was elevating. The contrast between fan expectations and reality couldn't have been starker. Instead of sipping cocktails on a beach or casually dribbling through European cobblestone streets, Clark was grinding in the gym, pushing her limits, and honing her craft. But what exactly has Clark been focusing on during these intense sessions? It turns out she's got a clear game plan for improvement. First up, strengthening herself and adding a floater to her arsenal. It's a smart move, especially for a guard who often finds herself facing taller and bulkier defenders in the paint. That little teardrop shot could be a game changer, giving Clark another weapon when the big bodies close in. Remember which other generational point guard suddenly came out of an offseason with a noticeably bulkier frame and a sweet teardrop?
Cross screen, the 1-2 pick and roll. Got Steph on marketing right to the rim.
That's right, Steph Curry came back with a vengeance. Noticeably bulkier, peskier on defense, and with a more consistent teardrop shot. And the result? A championship and finals MVP in 2022, even with an older and less star-studded supporting cast. She's also putting in serious work on her left-handed dribbling. It might seem like a small detail, but in the WNBA, where every advantage counts, becoming truly ambidextrous with the ball could open up a whole new world of offensive possibilities for Clark. Of course, we can't ignore the shooting. That video of 25 straight threes? It wasn't a fluke. Clark is laser-focused on improving her accuracy from all over the court. Consider this. In her debut season, Clark shot 41.7% from the field and 34.4% from beyond the arc. Those are solid numbers, good enough to be in the top 50 for field goal accuracy and top 30 for three-point accuracy in the season, especially for a first-year player shouldering a massive offensive load. But Clark isn't satisfied with solid. She's aiming for spectacular. Imagine if Clark can bump that field goal percentage up into the mid-40s or 50s, or push her three-point accuracy closer to 40%. We're talking about a player who's already one of the league's most dynamic scorers becoming even more efficient. By just being a bit more accurate, she won't need to sacrifice any assists, but can easily drop 30 points on any given game. Add in the fact that her teammates will likely create better openings for her as they gel as a unit, and the potential for offensive fireworks is off the charts. But it's not just about the stats for Clark. Her commitment to off-season training speaks volumes about her mentality and drive. That's the kind of attitude that separates good players from all-time greats. Clark isn't content with her rookie success. She's hungry for more, always looking for ways to elevate her game. It's this relentless pursuit of excellence that has the Indiana Fever coaching staff buzzing with excitement. They know they've got something special in Clark. Her work ethic, her dedication to training, her willingness to put in the extra hours. It's all pointing towards a sophomore season that could be truly spectacular. The Fever's social media team is clearly hyped, sharing clips of Clark's workouts and stoking the flames of fan anticipation.
You never know how quickly they're going to adapt to the WNBA game coming from college. And I think that Caitlin has done surprisingly well how quickly she's adapted to this game.
So, what message is Clark sending to the rest of the league with these workout videos and her laser-focused approach to improvement? It's simple. She's coming for the crown. Clark isn't interested in resting on her laurels or basking in record-breaking accolades. She's putting the entire WNBA on notice. The best is yet to come. As the new season approaches, one thing is crystal clear. Caitlin Clark is a woman on a mission. She's not just aiming to be good or even great. She's chasing legendary status. And if these off-season glimpses are any indication, the rest of the league better take notice, because Caitlin Clark 2.0 is about to take the court, and she's ready to set the basketball world on fire. But Clark's intensity on the court is just one piece of the puzzle. There's another side to her off-season that's equally important, though far less publicized. What's Clark been up to when she's not draining threes or perfecting her handle? The answer might surprise you. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
Caitlin Clark's silence spoke volumes, but her words, they shattered expectations. What did Clark reveal? And more importantly, what is she still keeping close to the vest? Two simple sentences that set the internet ablaze. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day. Talk about dropping a bomb. In one fell swoop, Clark not only put to rest the wild speculation about foreign adventures, but also fired a warning shot across the bow of the entire WNBA. This wasn't just a statement. It was a declaration of intent. The reaction was immediate and intense. Teammate Aaliyah Boston chimed in with unwavering support, commenting, "You deserve it all. Ready for Maury with you." It's clear that Clark's ambition is infectious. spreading through the Fever locker room like wildfire.
There's a lot of doubters out there, as we all know, and she has proved them all wrong.
But what exactly did Clark mean by scratching the surface? Is she hinting at new facets to her game we haven't seen yet? Or is this a broader statement about her impact on women's basketball as a whole? One thing's for sure, Clark isn't just thinking about personal accolades. She emphasized the importance of growing the league, stating, "The more we can continue to expand that and continue to have games on national television and get people in seats, the better it's going to be for the future of the game." Clark's words have sent shockwaves through the WNBA community. Betting odds are shifting, season predictions are being rewritten, and suddenly, the idea of Clark as an MVP next year doesn't seem so far-fetched. Well, she should have won it this year too. The league is on notice. Caitlin Clark is coming, and she's bringing a red-hot fever with her. But as earth-shaking as Clark's basketball aspirations are, there's another side to her offseason story that's equally compelling. While her on-court exploits grab headlines, Clark's pursuits away from the hardwood are painting a picture of a truly well-rounded superstar.
I feel like basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. And then I came here and was trying to give everything I could to this team and kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, get back to the playoffs. So I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back.
When the final buzzer of the season sounded, most expected Clark to hit the gym. Instead, she vanished from the public eye. Now, as glimpses of her off-season emerge, a shocking pattern is forming. Could Clark's unconventional approach be the key to unlocking her full potential? While fans were clamoring for more basketball content, Caitlin Clark was busy redefining what it means to be a professional athlete off the court. The basketball phenom made waves when she showed up at a star-studded charity gala, rubbing elbows with A-list celebrities and business moguls. But it wasn't just about the glitz and glamour. Clark was there with a purpose, using her platform to champion causes close to her heart.
Honestly, it makes me smile in return. Like, for me, I'm just myself. That's what I try to be. I try to just be a great role model for them, and I think it speaks to how I was raised as a kid. I've loved every second of playing sports, but also my parents always preached their...
This high-profile appearance was just the tip of the iceberg. As details of Clark's off-season activities trickled out, a picture emerged of a young star committed to more than just her jump shot. From local community outreach to national charitable initiatives, Clark has been making her presence felt far beyond the hardwood. But it's not all work and no play for the Indiana Fever star. Clark has been spotted on the golf course, nearly sinking a hole-in-one and proving her competitive spirit extends beyond basketball. She's been soaking up quality time with family and friends, a luxury often hard to come by during the grueling WNBA season.
Caitlin, that could be in. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Caitlin! Right from the bench, she's away! No! Caitlin! Oh, I have to go after that. Are we being serious?
Wow.
Are we sure it didn't go in? Oh, I can see it. Are we sure?
This balanced approach has left some fans scratching their heads. Shouldn't she be in the gym 24/7? Isn't every moment away from basketball a missed opportunity? Clark's response? A resounding no. "I'm filled with gratitude as I reflect on this past year of my life," Clark shared, emphasizing the importance of perspective and appreciation. "The people around me are the ones who let me be good at it, let me be myself." It's a refreshing take in a world that often expects athletes to be single-minded machines. Experts are backing Clark's approach. Sports psychologists have long touted the benefits of a well-rounded lifestyle for professional athletes. Taking time away from the sport can lead to improved mental health, reduced burnout, and even enhanced on-court performance. By engaging in diverse activities and nurturing relationships off the court, Clark is potentially setting herself up for long-term success and sustainability in her career. This holistic approach to the offseason isn't just about personal fulfillment. It could have tangible benefits for Clark's game. The mental reset and diverse experiences could translate to improved decision-making and creativity on the court. The physical break allows her body to fully recover, potentially reducing injury risk and extending her career longevity. As the new WNBA season approaches, all eyes will be on Clark to see how this unconventional offseason strategy pays off. Will we see a more relaxed, focused, and dynamic player? Has this time away from basketball allowed her to gain new perspectives that will elevate her game?
I just come out here and try to, play basketball in a way that people love watching, in a way that is going to make my team successful. And the records and whatever, or the stats, that's just what comes with it.
One thing's for certain, Caitlin Clark isn't just changing the game on the court. She's redefining what it means to be a professional athlete in the modern era. By prioritizing balance, community engagement, and personal growth, Clark is setting a new standard for young athletes everywhere. But as the offseason winds down and training camp looms, a big question remains. How will Clark's renewed focus and balanced approach translate to her sophomore season in the WNBA? As the WNBA gears up for a new season, whispers of a potential sophomore surge are echoing through league circles. What do insiders know that has experts buzzing about Clark's upcoming season? The buzz around Caitlin Clark's potential in her second WNBA season is reaching a fever pitch. After a record-breaking rookie campaign, shattering 62 records, analysts and coaches alike are predicting a massive leap forward for the Indiana Fever star. But what's driving these lofty expectations?
Caitlin Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing up in quite some time.
First and foremost, it's Clark's relentless work ethic. She's not content with her rookie success, focusing on specific areas for improvement. Adding a floater to her arsenal and enhancing her left-handed dribbling are just two examples of how Clark is expanding her offensive toolkit. These subtle additions could make her even more unpredictable and dangerous on the court. But the real game changer could be Clark's shooting efficiency. If Clark can bump those percentages up even slightly, we're looking at a potentially unstoppable offensive force. Analysts pointed out that reducing her turnover rate, which stood at 5.6 per game last season, could be another key to unlocking her full potential. As Clark becomes more comfortable with the pace of the pro game, or conversely, everyone getting more comfortable with Clark's pace of play, expect to less turnovers and more hot passes being caught.
Pace, 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 pace. And what I see in Caitlin, what I see in Kelsey Mitchell, they're just ramming it down people's throats. And it's really hard. It can have your head spinning. So yeah, as I mentioned, Kelsey Mitchell's balling, Caitlin continuing to impress, and she's going to break records nonstop for the next couple years. Yeah. It's just going to be a constant record break.
It's not just individual improvements that have experts excited. The Fever's overall trajectory is on the upswing. Coming off their best season in nearly a decade, with a 20-win, 20-loss record and a playoff appearance, the team has built a solid foundation. As Clark develops more chemistry with teammates like Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Lexi Hull, as well as benefits from potential roster upgrades, her impact could multiply exponentially. There's also the historical context to consider. Many star players see significant jumps in performance during their sophomore seasons. With a year of experience under her belt and a full offseason to adjust and improve, Clark is primed to follow this trend and potentially shatter expectations along the way. It excites us to think that next year, she'll be breaking her own records. Of course, the ultimate measure of Clark's impact will be the Fever's success. While individual accolades are nice, championship contention is the real goal. Experts believe that with Clark leading the charge and the right pieces around her, Indiana could be on the fast track to title contention.
I feel very thankful to be in a position and on a franchise that, has allowed me to really be myself and to come in here and, try to uplift this team in every way that I can.
As training camp approaches, the anticipation surrounding Clark's second season is palpable. Fans, analysts, and fellow players are all eager to see how she'll build on her remarkable freshman campaign. One thing's for certain. If Clark's offseason dedication is any indication, the WNBA better brace itself. The league may be about to witness the emergence of its next generational superstar. But as exciting as Clark's individual potential is, a larger question looms. Can her brilliance alone propel the Fever to championship heights? Or will it take more than just one player's dominance to bring a title to Indiana? Championships aren't built in a day, but the Fever might be closer than you think. With Caitlin Clark as their cornerstone, Indiana is crafting a blueprint that's sending shockwaves through the WNBA. The question isn't if they'll contend, but how soon, and the timeline might shock you.
Are you in a position where you can add some pieces?
Yes, we are. We're definitely in a position, and I would think that if you are a smart basketball player and you watch the way she plays, you would want to play with her.
The Indiana Fever's front office, led by the shrewd Kelly Krauskopf, isn't just dreaming of championships. They're methodically laying the groundwork for a dynasty. With back-to-back #1 draft picks in their pocket, pairing up Aaliyah Boston with the coveted Caitlin Clark, the Fever have assembled a young core that's bursting with potential. But let's be real, potential alone doesn't win titles. The Fever's 20-win, 20-loss record last season was a massive improvement, marking their first playoff appearance since 2016. It's a start, but there's still a considerable gap between where they are and where they want to be. This is where things get interesting.
Movement in the front office is happening at the Indiana Fever. The team announcing a former Dallas Wings executive will now be the general manager.
The front office has already been revamped with a new president in Krauskopf and a new GM in league veteran Amber Cox. Rumors are swirling about potential changes to the coaching staff, with whispers of discussions with Connecticut Sun coach Stephanie White. It's a clear signal that the Fever are leaving no stone unturned in their quest for excellence. A new coaching perspective could be the catalyst that transforms this talented roster into a cohesive, championship-caliber unit.
Don't look now, but they could be heading down the road of getting a new coach. And there is a report that came out involving Stephanie White. Of course, she very much has ties to Indiana, and she could be very interested in that job.
Free agency will be crucial for the Fever. Armed with more than $650,000 to spend, Indiana has the opportunity to make strategic signings that complement their young stars. The goal? To strike the perfect balance between Clark's generational talent and experienced players who can contribute immediately while playing the pace that the Fever likes.
This time it's very obvious. They need depth, they need defense, and they're trying to win right now. They cannot really bridge things any longer.
Of course, there's an elephant in the room. The newly formed Unrivaled League. With its lucrative contracts, it poses a potential threat to the Fever's plans. But here's the thing. Clark's commitment to building something special in Indiana seems unwavering. Her focus on improvement and team success suggests she's all in on the Fever's vision. Chemistry will be key as this young team continues to gel. Clark's leadership and playmaking ability have already shown the power to elevate her teammates' performances as she develops stronger on-court connections with the likes of Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, and Kelsey Mitchell. The Fever's offense could become truly explosive. Experts are cautiously optimistic about the Fever's championship timeline. While it's rare for a team to go from lottery to title contender overnight, the rapid improvement we saw last season suggests the Fever might be on an accelerated path. With the right moves in free agency and continued development from their young core, it's not out of the question that Indiana could be in the championship conversation within the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, I think it can't be overstated enough, like what she did to bring eyes to that sport. Whether people want to admit it or not, it's just a fact.
The stage is set for an electrifying sophomore season from Caitlin Clark. But more than that, it's the opening act of what could be a transformative era for the Indiana Fever. As the new season approaches, all eyes will be on Indianapolis, watching to see if this young team can turn potential into results and dreams into reality. Caitlin Clark's impact extends far beyond her individual brilliance on the court. Her dedication to improvement, commitment to her team, and passion for growing the sport are reshaping the landscape of women's basketball. As Clark herself put it, she's just scratching the surface of her potential, and the same could be said for the WNBA as a whole. The upcoming season promises to be a turning point, not just for Clark and the Fever, but for the entire league. With rising stars like Clark pushing the boundaries of what's possible, we're witnessing the dawn of a new era in women's basketball. The anticipation is electric, the potential limitless. Sit tight, basketball fans. Caitlin Clark and the WNBA are about to take us on one hell of a ride. Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.